Harem anime. From the OGs like Ranma to shows like Love Hina and Tenchi, from isekai harems to reverse harems, from sisters to monster girls to even more problematic sisters. Harem anime has been a staple of the anime medium from the very beginning. But now, we're entering a new era. Like the first time humanity settled down and developed agriculture, or like Neil Armstrong's first steps on the moon, we are witnessing the fruits that have come from years and years of cultivation and development. All of it has led to this moment, where we can watch a small Japanese girl spinning around in a public pool while using the text-to-speech app that her boyfriend made for her. The wonders of human progress. What up, y'all? It's the homie Dame, and of course today we're talking about the 100 girlfriends who really love you. This is like my 900th time talking about this series on the channel. I basically talk about how much I love it more than Jada talks about how much she doesn't love Will. If you didn't see the video I made talking about the manga, you could check it out here, but that's not what we're gonna be talking about because we have an anime now. And I figure it's a good time to talk about it because at the time that I'm recording this, we've introduced all 5 OG girlfriends, meaning Rentaro's 5 original girlfriends that he started out with before the series went balls to the wall insane in the best way possible. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna talk about each girl's introduction and just talk about my feelings on the show in general, and of course, I'll throw in my reaction highlights too, because that's what people like to see. But yeah, 100 Kanojo, let's get into it. We don't need a premise for this show, right? Just go watch my other video if you need the backstory on the series. Basically, it's based on a rom-com manga that is a parody of the harem trope in anime and manga. Due to a mistake made by the god of love, our protagonist Rentaro has been destined to meet 100 soulmates during his time in high school. Every time he makes eye contact with one of them, they both experience a zing and become instantly attracted to each other. You know, that whole love at first sight, but literally. Let's start out with the first 2 girls Rentaro meets, Hikari and Karane. And the famous girlfriends app. Dude, this is my Avengers Endgame right now. I'm so excited for this. This is where it all started. The OG duo like Shaq and Kobe, Superman and Batman, ketchup and mustard. Well, I'm from Chicago. We don't really do ketchup, so like what? Mustard and mayo? Ew. Hikari and Karane are 2 basic trope characters you'll see in almost every harem series. Hikari is the very forward dere, and Karane is the textbook physically violent tsundere. Except this is 100 Kanojo, so these stereotypical traits are turned up to 11. For example, Hikari isn't just lovey-dovey, she's guy who commissions custom-made hentai art levels of horny. Likewise, Karane isn't just tsundere, she's the human embodiment of tsundere-ness. She's like the avatar of tsundere. If this was Chainsaw Man, she'd be the tsundere devil. The greatest tsundere to ever tsundere. These 2 girls are definitely not as zany as some of the later girlfriends, but don't think for a second that that means that they're boring or basic. Obviously, I'll try not to spoil the manga, but to this day, Hikari and Karane remain some of the best characters in the series. They both have their fair share of funny moments, they both get a big story arc dedicated to them, and their jokes and tropes that they represent never get old. But you know, what harem would be complete without the nice, quiet bookworm archetype? That's where Shizuka comes in as the 3rd girlfriend in Rentaro's harem. I'm sure y'all watched the episode, so you know her whole deal. Basically, Shizuka is like a tinier Komi-san. And, you know, also a much more interesting and likable Komi-san, but we ain't gotta have that debate right now. She has problems communicating and prefers to talk by pointing at phrases from her favorite book. Rentaro makes her a little text-to-speech app so that she can communicate even easier while also maintaining her eye contact. He's him! Stop playing with Rentaro, bro. Your MC could never do this, bro. Unless you're the GOAT Kazuya. Shizuka fits a bunch of archetypes that are popular in the harem genre, right? She's the awkward bookworm, of course, but she also fits the adorable, tiny little mascot archetype as well. And she also fits many of the other, more questionable archetypes, but let's keep it moving. Again, we're not gonna see some of the true all-star highlight reel plays until later, but Shizuka is such an important addition to the girlfriend harem because 1, she brings a lot of that traditional moe goodness that weirdo otakus like, and 2, she plays off the other girlfriends really well. Again, we won't see it until later, but her interactions with Nano and some other later characters are some of the best in the series. I mean, just look at her. Come on. Speaking of Nano, she's girlfriend number 4. Nano is a fan favorite, right? Everybody loves her. She's one of my personal favorites as well, and judging by her reception so far, she's also becoming a favorite of anime onlys. Nano could be described as a kudere, I guess. She's all about efficiency, doing the calculations, running the numbers, and all of that. And she wraps it all up with her stoic, emotionless expression. She's the type of anime character where you'd expect them to have glasses and do the famous adjustment while explaining how somebody's powers work, but, you know, Nano's too cool for that. Also, we have another dweeby-ass glasses character coming later on, so really her whole thing is just being the stoic one. But the main appeal for Nano as a character, at least for me, is the gap moe. Cause if you ask me, I mean, her whole shtick isn't really that funny, let's be honest. She's like a human AI, she has no emotions and can't understand normal interactions cause she's so robotic. You know, sure, haha, whatever, but not as funny as Karane being tsundere towards a microscope. What makes Nano great is when something causes her to break character and shake that kudere demeanor of hers. Like I said, this is why pairing her with the irresistibly adorable Shizuka works so well. And that's also what makes her introduction episode one of the best in the series. The GOAT. The show is so peak, bro. Finally, the last girlfriend to round out the OG5 is Kusuri. Her whole thing is that she's obsessed with drugs. I mean, obsessed with meth. I mean, obsessed with problematic aphrodisiacs. I mean, obsessed with chemistry. I'll say this straight up, Kusuri isn't one of my personal favorite characters, but I'll say this all day. Kusuri is probably the most important character in the entire series and is a big part of why it's so successful. If y'all remember another legendary harem anime, To Love Ru, you probably remember the iconic Lala Deviluke. Her whole thing is that she's an alien and she loves to invent stuff, so she has access to all this zany advanced technology. Like 90% of To Love Ru is Lala creating some weird gadget that sends them to another dimension or makes their clothes disappear, and that's where you get the comedy from. Kusuri is the same way. She creates some drug that makes everybody obsessed with kissing, or that switches their bodies, or shrinks you down. And like To Love Ru, the majority of the comedic situations in 100 Kanojo come from some insane drug that Kusuri comes up with. Also, we need adult Kusuri to show up more. I get judged enough for recommending this series. But yeah, that's a run through of the OG 5 girls that we meet in 100 Kanojo. Like I've already said many times, this is a good cutoff because from here on out, it's a deep dive into insanity. But that's what makes the series so good. As for the anime adaptation itself, I think that Byberry Studio is doing a great job. The main standout for me is the voice acting. Everybody sounds exactly how I imagined them sounding when I read the manga. Oh my god, they sound exactly how I thought they'd sound. I would definitely say that Karane is my favorite performance so far. Her actress, Kaede Hondo, was one that I wasn't super familiar with before this though. I think I knew her as Miko Ino from Kaguya, and she was somebody from Hinamatsuri too, I don't know. But I also like how they adapted the comedy, right? A lot of the jokes in the manga are very like bang bang, fast paced, and they managed to nail that comedic timing in this anime, in my opinion. I've compared this series to Gintama before in terms of what the comedy feels like and the type of humor they like to use, so I'm glad the anime adaptation manages to capture it pretty well. The only big complaint I have so far is that I wish the narrator was more present, kind of like how Kaguya-sama does it. If you've seen that anime before, you probably know that the Kaguya narrator is like one of the best parts of the show, and I think that 100 Kanojo would benefit from having a narrator to add those punchy, quick commentary jokes. You know, the kind of thing you'd see in like a side panel on the manga. But otherwise, that's all I really have to say about the anime for now. Once we get into the ending of this core and the second core of the anime, if we have one, I'll make another video because all that insanity deserves its own segment. In the meantime, here's the part of the video that everybody wants to see, the reaction highlights. As always, if you want to see the full-length, uncut episode reactions, you can check out my Patreon, but otherwise, here you go. Oh my god, it's already peaked. I'm just kidding, let me stop. Oh, there he is. My king. I've never been more excited for anything in my life. Y'all are witnessing the appearance of the greatest harem MC of all time. Oh, the OP. I think this was released already, but I never watched it, so. Oh, and is it the one where, is it one of these where they, where all the voice actors sing it? Imagine when we get to the later seasons when there's like 20 of them. This is what comic book fans felt when the first Iron Man movie came out in 2008. They were like, oh my god, wait, a good live, oh brother, here's the, the famous vice principal. I forgot she was in this actually. She like barely shows up in the manga anymore. Honestly, hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. Hear me out. Oh my god. Cat Rane? Nekarane? What? Huh? This is Hikari basically the whole series. Like these 200 IQ schemes to get to his meat. Sorry. Did I hear licking sounds? Oh no, lock everybody up. Lock everybody up. But real talk though, like Wood, she kind of got those things on her, man. Like obviously it's problematic. She's like doing this to students, but listen, I'm a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was good. Queens, bro. Look, we love to see women supporting women, bro. Iconic, man. Dang, is this Mob Psycho season 3 episode 8? Oh my god, I accidentally put on Rising of the Shield Hero. And that sound effect is never gonna get old, and it's gonna be so hype, especially later on when the spark comes on for like comedic effect, when he gets the spark for like a funny ass character. This is already the anime episode of the year. I don't even want to watch Jujutsu Kaisen after this, bro. I just want to watch more of this. Imagine trying to communicate the way she's communicating, but the only book you have available is like Twilight. Actually, in this case, that might work well. It's a rom-com, or it's a romance, you know what I'm saying? What if you only had like the Bible to communicate and you were God, I want to tell him that I love him, but the only thing I can find in here is talking about I was gonna say something crazy. Damn, she showed him the full passport, government ID, social security number. He's about to hack into her PayPal. How's she carrying that big ass sword? That's the most unrealistic part of this anime. Small ass Shizuka carrying that two-handed greatsword plus 1d4 greatsword. And this is such a Rentaro W too. This is one of the early signs when we knew like, oh yeah, he's him. What do the kids say? He got that aura. What else they say? He's a Riz master. I don't know. That's a dope metaphor. Nah, but that's like some like toxic future meme. Like that's some gaslighting shit. Like, don't worry, babe. Like I'm not cheating on you. I just got a whole nother oil spring for her. Hell no. But it works because we know Rentaro really about that. Ooh. Better than JJK's animation? I think so. Is this Nanami? That was an insane. Hey, shout out to the voice actress. Extapy. But you see, jokes aside, this is the reason why this harem works. Like, obviously they play it for laughs. It's a ridiculous idea to have like 100 girlfriends, but it makes it work. It makes it more believable that they all like each other too, right? They're not all just in love with Rentaro. It's like they all become best friends too. Like the girls, I mean. And that's what makes it. Because you'll see later, we'll have moments where Rentaro's not even in the story, and it's just the girlfriends hanging out, and it's like the best thing ever. I'm gonna edit that if I put that in the video. I'm gonna like censor out the kiss. Not the baka. Is that Rin? That's her voice? A 10 out of 10. One of the best episodes of anime I've ever seen in my life already. That's her voice, bro. I'm shocked that I'm witnessing something so good right now. It's like that meme where it's like, born too late to explore the world, born too early to explore the universe, born just in time to watch 100 Kanojo. Well, her last name is ChatGPT. That's not a good joke, y'all. That's not a good joke. Let me think of another one. I'm gonna come up with a better one. That was an insane delivery. Let me think of a good AI joke before the end of this episode, y'all. Let me lock in. Oh, she's got cold rationality. Maybe we should call her AI. That's all I got. I mean, sometimes. Alright. They have to do all that with the voice acting. Damn. Are you sure you're Japanese, Rentaro? It's the least Asian thing I've ever heard any Asian person say. Why should nah? But she didn't have to bob her head. Nah, she ain't got to do all that. I thought that said I want you to enter me. I'm like, listen. we gotta wait for some dojins to be made of this show. Not that I would read them. Hey, he looked like a Pokemon trainer. He kind of dripped. Oh yeah, I forgot she was kind of a clean dresser too. That's what I need to do. I need to do a tier list of all the goat fit, bro. I need to do a tier list of all the girlfriend fits, like who got like the best fashion sense. I know Karane got some cool fits. It says lover on his fanny pack. Nah, Rentaro's the goat. Stop playing with him. They don't even care at this. Do whatever you want is crazy. Right, it's like, if you're the third girlfriend, it's like, who are you to say no to the fourth? I'm not gonna lie, her swimsuit is probably like the coolest looking. Not even on some horny shit, like that's just like a fashionable swimsuit. Actually, no, I take that back. Hers is pretty cool. Man, y'all gotta cover your eyes if you're too young to be watching this, bro. This is more thrilling than anything that's happened in Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. She's lost, dude. She's just a small girl in a big world. Nah, that is a new level of down bad. You are down in the depths at that point. Trying to think about that, y'all. This man was trying to grope the air. I hate that he kind of looks like me. Cracking his knuckles. Lock these people up. What are you cracking your knuckles? Bro's about to do like a Street Fighter combo. Wait, so you're an adult? Bro, this guy is kind of me, dude. He's my self-insert. Oh, Karane would have soloed all three of them, bro. She would have sent him into space like All Might did the Nomu. Dude, this is what y'all don't know. Rentaro is actually a yandere. We're just seeing like the glimpses of it now, but y'all just wait. Like Rentaro could unironically beat Goku in a fight. If it meant, you know what I'm saying, like protecting his girls. That's the thing, because you know how it's like, everybody's like, who would win versus Batman? And then they're like, what if we gave Batman prep time? And it's like, Batman can beat anybody. It's like, who would win versus Rentaro? But Rentaro's girlfriends are in danger. Rentaro wins every time. That is a crazy way to curve summit. Like, ladies, the worst he can say is no. Oh, just when the titties come out. Men are all the same, bro. They all just want one thing. And it's drugs. Kamen Hakari moment. Alright, that's 100 Kanajo. We're, what, 5 down, 95 to go, I guess? Listen, I'm glad this anime is being well received, too. You know, people on social media are liking it. From what I can tell, the viewership is pretty solid, and the manga's always been very popular. I'm happy it's all turning out well. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say for now. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. If you want to watch more videos about whatever I feel like talking about, I don't know, subscribe, do comment, like, that's the video, peace. Oh, I forgot. One of the weirdest changes they made in the anime, I don't know if this is like a subtitle thing, a localization thing, a Crunchyroll thing, I don't know, who knows. If you read the manga, you know that Kusuri has a little vocal tick where she says Naroda at the end of her sentences. The manga translates this as yeppers or yep yep, but the anime translates it as I. Not the biggest deal, but if you know, there's another girl that's going to be introduced later on that has a vocal tick where she also says I or a or whatever at the end of every sentence. Now, I'm not the best at Japanese, but from what I can tell, both of these translations capture I guess, the essence of Naruto well enough for an English audience, but I don't know. Maybe it'll get confusing later when other girls are introduced. Again, not like a back-breaking, immersion-ruining change. I doubt many people will even notice or care, but like, I'm just used to the yep yep.